Good morning once again, and thank you so much for staying with us on Sunrise at Sea this morning. Today is a beautiful Monday morning, the 5th of September 2022, and a very exciting day, especially for me and all Manchester United fans out there. I think we are definitely having the greatest week. I can tell you, I've been smiling since last night, all through the morning. I feel like right now, it doesn't matter what could happen to me. I'm just a happy person, very much excited. I know the ladies share, different sentiments when it comes to that. And joining me at the center of this conversation is Shivan Auma and Priva Elibas. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Happy Monday. I love the red. That absolutely represents Manchester United. I love the black. It represents Arsenal. But how do you feel this morning?
If I hear Manchester United one more time,
One more time from Aggie, yes?
I feel like I'm waiting
From anyone or just from Aggie?
You see the reason why I'm actually making it a fuss about, our win is the fact that I know for sure that if Manchester United had lost yesterday, would not sleep, it would literally not do anything, because the banter that would be on social media from Arsenal fans. So I'm very happy and I'm glad to troll you guys all through the week.
We are like the loudest teams, so that was expected either way. So I think the best result would have been like a draw for both teams.
Oh, no way.
Share the spoils, take 1 point and call it a day, because now we just cannot stand Manchester United, guys. Please keep quiet. It's okay. Yeah,
it's okay.
You still have I don't know how many games left. About like 15.
Yes, quite a number of games.
14. So
yeah. So but you can have all the trolls from us until Thursday. I think that's when our next game is. I hope we don't lose it, because if we lose it, they'll come for us. But anyway, today let's talk about popularity. Now, popularity is the fact that someone is liked, enjoyed, or supported by many people and admired as well. You can talk about some of the most popular people in the world. You can talk about Beyonce. You can talk about Donald Trump. I don't know if he's very popular, if he's admired. Yes, he has a section of people who actually admire him. You can talk about Anthony of Manchester United, very popular at the moment, I tell you. We love him a lot. Our newest signing. You can talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. You can talk about, let's bring it to Uganda, you can talk about Juliana Kanyomozi. She's one of the most popular artists in this country that people love quite much. So yes, popularity refers to that. And also having popularity means that there are many people in your corner supporting you and liking you. Now, the popularity of, let's say, an internet celebrity might disappear suddenly. It comes and it could disappear depending on what you do as a person. I mean, we are human beings, and today you could be popular. People could like you, could admire you. You could just do one thing. Let me give you a very vivid example of R. Kelly. Very popular artist back in the day, until, when the documentary came out, him being a pedophile, being, a sexual assaulter, and he kind of lost his popularity. I will say those who admired him don't admire him anymore. Those who liked him disliked him. So it can happen today and it can be gone tomorrow. Popularity can be a good thing and also can be a bad thing depending on how you handle it as a human being. So you have to know how to handle your popularity and also make sure that it works in your favor. That is very important. But my very first question to the ladies today is, do you consider yourself a popular person? Given the fact that you're on TV, I mean, you're watched by quite a number of people, do you consider yourself popular?
And no. You guys, I don't.
You're not Manchester, you've refused.
I'm not popular yet, because I feel like, being popular, you have to have a strong following. Like, people love you so much. People, are in tune with your craft and all that. I mean, I'll get there. Yeah, eventually I'll get there. But right now I'm not popular, because I think we actually talked about this some time back when we had hosted Tonics. Yes. And we kind of tried to understand what would it mean for someone to be like, a celebrity, or have that status, or have that popularity and, all those things. And one of the things he said was he doesn't have to introduce himself, when he goes out there. And guys, I'll say it again. I say all my 3 names, when I enter any office, I have to say good morning, humble yourself, my name is Priva Elibas, like you said, all your names, yes? Yeah. So no, I'm not popular yet. I'm not popular. I wouldn't even think I'm popular in this regard, especially when you put it when you bring it to the TV world. But have I ever been popular, like maybe back in the day? I think I was that girl in high school.
You look.
Yeah. And it's so funny because I never wanted that attention, because I would feel like kind of weird if people, you know, are looking at me, or if people are talking, go saying this or doing this. Like, it used to make me feel uncomfortable, and I hated it because it's like people know you, but it's like, why do you know me? Just know me because I'm that tall, light-skinned girl just walking. Like, I hated it. I hate what popularity comes with. It's like you're giving people you're giving them a chance to enter into your life, to get into your life.
To now have a say
yes,
to
to
everything
have a
you're
say,
saying and
everything
doing.
you know, you'll be under scrutiny, for lack of,
Okay.
you know, for lack of a better word to use. You'll be under scrutiny. So for me, I hate it, but I feel like I was popular in school, and even in uni, like at law school, I still stood out somehow, but I hate it.
Okay.
I hate it. If I had an option,
First of all, the idea and notion of popularity doesn't come from the person. It comes from you who sees me. I cannot, yes, the mantle of popularity is not put upon your head by yourself.
Like,
it is
I'm
the other,
popular.
yeah, it is the other party. It is the people on social media. It is the people in the country that would view you as popular. And how do you get to know? When you walk into a place and maybe you do not have to introduce yourself. But to answer your question as to whether I'm popular or not, absolutely, I'm popular in my home. I mean, who doesn't know Shivan at home? Who doesn't know Shivan in my village? So,
Are you admired? Are you
absolutely.
enjoyed? It has to be quite a number of people to
No,
love
but
you
anyway,
and, you know, enjoy you.
to put the jokes aside, I think I am on the road to popularity. I don't think I have reached there. There are a few places within my circles where I'll go and my face value will, you know, get me into what I want to do or get me what I want at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
But there are places where you definitely have to introduce yourself, say your full names. You might even have to say your religion and tribe. But yeah, it is what it is.
Well, I'm not popular, and yeah, I don't know if I'm on the road to it. I don't know whether I'll get there or not. But you see, the aspects about popularity, there is being loved or being liked, there's being admired, there's being enjoyed, and there's being supported. People are supporting your music, people are supporting your career, people are supporting your business. If you're maybe that online, you know, they call them what? Online shops. They're very popular online shops. I can't mention them. I'll be giving them an ad. But here's the thing. You said you hate being popular. Why would you hate being supported? Why would you hate being liked? Because it comes with quite a number of good things. Yes. If Cristiano Ronaldo is supported by, much as he's hated, yes, he's hated by, you know, a section of people, but he also is really loved and supported by a section of people.
You see, the kind of example that I give for popularity is like, it's almost like a non-factor, because I mean, it's high school. What are they supporting you for? Yes? You understand?
Really,
It's
it
like,
could be your talent. Yes. Maybe you're a good dancer, you're a good singer, you're a good poet, you know, all that.
well, yes, I kind of did I kind of did all those things, but when, like, I think I already gave a reason as to why I hated people, you know, knowing me, or because, oh yeah, she did this, or she does this, or she did, like, I hated it because you're under scrutiny. You're inviting everyone into your life. Everyone is seeing what you're doing. Everyone is going to, you know, speak on whatever you're doing. Like, I don't want that. Like, no one wants that, I think. Even celebrities, I think maybe they want it. Maybe they love it. Maybe it's the negativity that sells, that surrounds them. But for me, I don't think, like, maybe I'm just not built for that life.
Okay.
Maybe, let me put it that way. Maybe I'm not meant to be, like, a popular kind of person, because I don't think I would handle the pressure that comes with it, unless you have a team that is running your daily you know, activities. Otherwise,
But given the fact that Shivan will answer that question, given the fact that you are TV personalities, it comes naturally or by default. You don't even have to ask for it. So if you have, you know, a huge viewership, a huge followership, yes, on social media, then it's inevitable for you to be a popular person, and you cannot avoid it.
well, I've seen people, like TV personalities, not necessarily be like blow up like on social media, and, you know, have people follow them and stuff like that. Not because they don't have a good, not because they don't have, like, you know, good skills, or they're not good at what they do. They are good. People watch them on TV, but maybe they are very private when it comes to their
very closed off.
their life. Yeah, like, they're closed off to that. They know once you invite the public into your life, they'll say anything they want to say. Because let me give you an example. If I was the kind of person, yes, I'm on TV, I'm on CTV, and I'm posting pictures. Maybe let's say I went for a vacation somewhere. Maybe let's say I went to what would be the closest? Let's put it Diani Beach. Let's say Mombasa. I went to Diani, yes, and, you know, I'm posting all these pictures, and the next weekend I'm in another place, and the next weekend I'm in another place, and I'm posting all these pictures. I'm going to invite people's unnecessary opinions, and I'll start hearing stories like, oh my god, she must be sleeping with this man, she must be messing with this person, how was she affording that lifestyle? Even when you can afford that lifestyle yourself, it's like you start to allow people to have all these opinions about your life, yet they don't really know you.
First way, just a minute. I like what
privacy. Sometimes you can be talented in what you do. Your craft is really amazing, but you don't want people in your business.
Okay. Yeah. I like what Priva has mentioned. You see, it might be a good for people out there. They might like popularity, but the thing about popularity is you tend to live or to join the bandwagon where you're living a life that is not yours. You're living a life because you're trying to amuse and, you know, make it look like you're living a seamless life. I know of people who do not even have food at home, but they will go to these posh hotels and take pictures of themselves and post on social media and Instagram. Why? Because they have to keep the fame going. They cannot even afford to buy, let's say, a bottle of water for 1,000, but they have 1,000 followers on Twitter, on Instagram, and we are thinking they're living their best life. But also there are some places you cannot go to. Why? Because you are popular. How did Shivan and Priva go to Owino market? How were they in Owino shopping downtown? But why? Like, why we have the same blood flowing in our veins? That shouldn't make me any different from someone. But it's quite unfortunate that even world over, not just in Uganda, popular people do not have a say as to what happens in their life. They're always judged by people, and you know, settings and circumstances. You're expected to act a certain way. Even when you want to slouch, sit upright. Even when you don't want to do your nails on a certain day, you have to do your nails because you cannot afford not to look a certain type of way.
Much as I would think that being popular, you can actually decide how to live your life. Listen, you can decide to live your life, but you cannot decide how people react to, you know, how you're living your life. It could be a picture that you choose to post on social media. You will choose the picture, but how the people, you know, receive it and how they react to it, that is beyond your control. But however, I would love to think that people's opinions shouldn't deter you from living your best life. Because if I go to Diani Beach, if I go to Zanzibar and I'm posting my pictures, and you know, you're in your head, you're afraid of the fact that people will say, who is the sugar daddy that, you know, she's dating? Where does she get this money? I don't think she has that money. I mean, people will always have something to say, so that shouldn't really stop you from living your life. No, we're human beings. People always... Even when you're not popular, people always have an opinion.
They always have things to say, but I think we've seen, like, from, you know, these celebrities. I think it was Shivan who mentioned Selena Gomez. People have, was it Shivan or you? I don't know, between, maybe one of you guys mentioned it back in the day. These are celebrities who get onto their social media and they're seeing vile comments from so many people. Like, nasty stuff written on their comment section. I mean, she did take a break for, I don't know, more than a year or even, you know, close to that time.
Off social media?
Off social media. She took a break, said, you know what, I cannot deal with this. I cannot deal with, you know, fans of this ex of mine just coming and, you know, bombarding me all the time. So I think you might take it in the first day, the first week, the first month, but then it starts becoming a cycle. And you start to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth the 20,000 likes that I need to get on my picture? You know, because you see, also with popularity, once you kind of get it into your head, like, oh, you're popular and all that, then you start feeding that beast within you. You start feeding the beast, because
now all of a sudden you cannot eat chikomando.
You start feeding the beast. Yes, you start feeding the beast.
You can choose how you want your life to flow.
You start feeding the beast because at the end of the day, you want, if whatever you post, you want it to reflect in the likes. Is it 20,000 likes? Is it 10,000 likes? Are they saying nice things about me? And like, you start to derive sort of like, you know, your satisfaction and happiness from just being a popular kind of person. But
I'll give you an example. I was on leave last week, and I went somewhere. I will not say the place because then I'll be advertising it, but please hit my inbox, I tell you. So I went to this place and I just love nature. But because I was going on vacation, I saw no use of wearing makeup and, you know, having my hair done. So I posted a picture on my Instagram, and then someone randomly just came and said, but you're a TV presenter, aren't you supposed to be having makeup on? You look a bit too pale. I'm like, dude, I'm in the middle of the water. Why am I supposed to be having makeup on when I'm going for tubing or something? But again, you see, it's not his fault. The mere fact that he watches CTV and sees all of us, he expects that the same way we appear right now is the same way we should appear elsewhere. But hey, guess what? Not very many people are able to keep up those appearances. So it has both a good thing and a bad thing. And I will
say... Speaking of that, let's talk about some of the good things that come
the
with
popular
being popular
privilege. The popular privilege one is somehow things go your way. When you walk into a place, people will recognize you. If it's a bar or restaurant, you'll probably get a free meal, a free glass of juice. And I mean, who in this world doesn't want free things, as long as they come with no strings attached? The other aspect could be, but I honestly, anyway, fine, you get the job done, people could pay you for your face value, you know, you get PR jobs because you're representing a brand, you could be an ambassador. But I think for me, the biggest highlight of being popular is that if you're intentional about it, you can actually cause change. There are people that are popular. I'll give an example. For example, who should I talk about that really? Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela caused change. I would like to say he is or he was a popular person, yes? So I would say yes, definitely. So there are people who are popular, and if you're intentional about it, you cause change, you bring change to your community. Now leave alone the people that are popular and just have a whole bunch of social media numbers, and yet they're not doing anything about it or even using their influence or affluence in any way.
Okay. The
question again.
What are some of the upsides of being a popular person?
Now, one you don't like.
Free stuff. You get the free stuff. Yes, free access to different places, you know. You get that advantage of maybe going, you know, to certain office and there's a queue and you skip the queue. Those are the advantages that come, you know, with you being popular. But then I feel like, just like what Shivan mentioned, like it could be a platform for you to use to, you know, cause change in society, to cause change in your community, to do something positive. Already we have, you know, so many bad things happening in this country. So not even in this country, the entire world. So yeah, it gives you a chance to do something good for your people, give back to the community. Yes.
I just
influence. You know, there's a way you can influence people. Now imagine like like we're talking about. Sorry, no, not talking about. There's a video that was going viral, yes, over the weekend. We all saw it of, you know, this woman who was beating a 2-year-old. Yes. Now imagine you are a popular person with a huge platform. Imagine the number of people you would reach by just speaking about child abuse.
Yes.
Imagine the number of change you would cause among, you know, people by just speaking about child abuse. So I think you can use your platform for the better if you actually if you're intentional about it.
Okay.
Yes.
When I began this media career, and especially when I joined SEETV, apart from the previous jobs that I did, I think I became more intentional, and because I had reached a certain level of maturity, and I said, for me, it's not just media. I want to meet people and leave a sweet taste in their mouth. And so far, I have actually achieved that. Like, there are people I meet here, even at the station, and I interview, but I still remain in contact with them, and these are people who call me and even ask for advice. But hey, guess what? I'm not all knowing. But again, sometimes you have got to use the platform that you have to cause change. I mean, how many women are battered every day? How many children go without? There's so many children, little ones out there who need love. You're a popular person. Give funds towards Send Your Babies Home. Give funds.
If you have it.
Exactly. I mean, popularity does come with the money, I'm thinking.
Or if you have friends who have the money. I mean,
exactly. So go out of your way to help people, because I think in this world, unfortunately, God, for those who believe in God like me, God will not come down and put money in your pocket. Actually, my dad used to tell me that we have what they call spiritual helpers. God works through man to man. So if you're a popular person, you can afford
God
chicken.
can use you.
Hey,
to help
please
other
come
people
towards
out
me.
there.
I need to be used, to be helped.
Okay. Besides what the ladies have said, these are some of the pros of being a popular person. Now, one of them is always being able to socialize with many different people. It can be, you know, in those parties that you're called to. It can actually even be on social media if you have a huge following. In the comment section, there's some celebrities who are humble enough to always, you know, interact with their followers. I think that's a good thing. The other thing is being able to throw and attend parties. I think this is probably one of the most exciting ones. Yes, I mean, if you throw a party, people will be able to come because you're a popular person, because people love your company, because people want to support you. And the other thing is, of course, being a popular person, it doesn't matter how much you might have to ask for, you know, your party, people will pay that money. The other one is being the center of attention and being looked up to. Now, there's people who want to Always be the center of attention. You want to walk in and, you know, heads are turning, people are looking at you. That's a good thing. When you're a popular person, you definitely are going to achieve that. If you walk into a supermarket, you'll see multiple people, you know, wanting to associate with you, to take pictures with you. So definitely you'll be the center of attention. And if you are the kind of person who loves to inspire people, then you will have a number of people looking up to you. Siobhan mentioned Nelson Mandela. I know that he inspired so many of us out here, and there's so many leaders in, not just in Africa, all over the world who look up to him. The other one is having a strong support system around you in times of need. This can be your family, this can be your friends. Sometimes it can actually be strangers. I've seen some celebrities who are usually going through a tough time, could be a mental breakdown, and post it on social media. And you find you're getting this support from strangers, giving you beautiful advice. So I think it's a good thing that you not only are getting support from your family, from your friends, but even from strangers and well-wishers. And the other one is being bored less often or not at all. If you're a popular person, chances of you being bored are very meager like this, because you will always have people who want to hang out with you, to be around you. The other one is having more positive attitude towards life. Definitely, if you're surrounded by a lot of positive people, if you're a popular person, then your perspective on life will always be positive. And the other one, this is for me saying it, I think it's a chance for you to make more money. If you're an artist, if you're an artist and, you know, you're getting money from your record sellings, music videos, YouTube and all that, I mean, you will find you're getting endorsements from different companies will want to associate with you, will want you to be a brand ambassador because you're popular and you have a huge following, and that's what brands and companies are always looking at. So making that extra 2 million, 5 million is a good thing. It can always take you through the day whenever you're broke and have nothing to yourself. Anyway, let's talk about some of the downsides of being a popular person. I'll start with you because you're very much against it.
Please carry on.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So for me, one of the downside would be that you do not. I don't think you get to live an authentic self life. There is something that you mentioned there among the pros, and you said you'll always be happy. You'll always want. People will always want to hang around you, but I don't think that's true. People will want to hang around you because what they can get in return.
No,
if I take a picture with
yes.
Agi Owase, I will be trending on Twitter, I'll be trending on TikTok, you get. So I most likely being popular comes with being sad. I don't think you would live a fulfilled life because unfortunately, society is not very kind to popular people. They are not lenient with you. You can, how dare you? How can you be caught fighting, for example, involved in bar fights as a popular person, if you have a reputation to uphold? But if a regular person did it, it would be okay. How can you be caught maybe with your nudes being leaked? How? Like that is so wrong. We hold you in high regard. But if a regular person did that, it would be okay. So I guess with popularity does come a lot of things. But for me, my major one would be that you do not get to live your authentic self, especially if you let the popular privilege get to your head. Now, all of a sudden, you think that you're bigger even than the company. You think you're bigger than the brand you're working for. You think, you know, no one can tell you nothing because you are
all
up there.
You're that girl or that guy. Okay, Priva.
Well, I would say feeling exhausted from having, you know, to keep in touch with people, because once you're a popular kind of person, you're expected to be social. It almost comes, you know, with, you know, being a popular person, you're supposed to be social, keep in touch with people, you know, be nice to them and all that. And, you know, the pressure of just, you know, being looked up to, because you have to do everything at the right time, at the right place. You cannot afford to make any mistake, because then you'll be, you know, scrutinized and all that. So for me, I think those are some of the cons of, you know, popularity. Yes.
There's also the fact that people would want to take advantage of you because of what comes with you. With you comes fame and popularity, so you cannot know who is your real, who is your G, who is your MVP.
But you see, why I kind of disagree with that is, even when you're not a popular person,
it still happens.
Exactly, like
they take advantage of you.
Too many double standards. I mean, it comes with, you know, being popular. But even when you're not popular, even when you're a regular person, there'll always be very many fake people around you. I think that's just how life is. You just have to know how to handle it. Anyway, besides that, being suffocated and having barely any time to yourself. I mean, you have so many errands to run, or maybe you actually have people to run for you the errands, but you're probably expected in different places at the same time. The other day, after Kiss Daniel left Uganda, you know, when he performed, very good, you know, concert, and then he was expected to perform in Tanzania, and he did not show up. Maybe he was tired, maybe exhausted, maybe he had lost his voice, but he was expected to perform. So here's the thing, and they actually arrested him. Of course, he got a little bit embarrassed. So yeah, like you barely have time to yourself. It's so hard for you to say no, especially if you have all these shows booked out and you have to be there. I think yesterday, The Weeknd posted a video. No, he was at one of his shows, and he lost his voice while he was performing.
So you see, the only reason we know about his being arrested when he failed to perform in Tanzania is because he's popular. So some things even cannot be left out of the media. For example, if today someone proposed to any of us here, it would be all over the news. But if it was a regular person,
if you don't film it, no one will know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think somehow people would get to know. But you see, again, that is what being popular comes with. Your life cannot be private anymore.
Absolutely. And when it came to The Weeknd, I think for me the most disappointing thing when I looked through the comment section, because different media houses posted it, is the fact that people were saying it doesn't matter whether you've lost your voice, still perform. I mean, you are this brand. You have branded yourself as The Weeknd, you know, very beautiful voice. You want to put up a great performance. You are, you know, there are so many expectations, high expectations of your performances, and people actually, you know, telling you go on and perform. You know, you don't want to be a mediocre performer. So now you're torn between whether I should stop the show midway or whether I should go on because the fans are saying this, they're booing you from this side and that side, and then you have to refund. I know.
They were saying, what's the difference?
Can you imagine? but for him,
the difference?
But even you see, as if I were in his shoes, I think I would stand my ground. If I've lost my voice, I've lost my voice.
They say, what's the difference?
I'm not performing.
Please go on and perform.
Yes, just perform.
Well, the other one is having your privacy invaded. I think one of the ladies did mention it. You have really, I mean, when it comes to social media, even if you're going out there, even if you want to go and have, you know, dinner just you and your family, there will always be someone in your face taking pictures, you know, paparazzi all over the place. The other one is the likelihood of having stress and mental breakdowns. You mentioned Selena Gomez, the multiple celebrities who have gone through, you know, those predicaments. Kim Kardashian, it happened to her as well, and so many other celebrities who go through that. And the other thing is being constantly busy with your social life. You're expected to be up there and, you know, busy with your social life all the time. No excuses whatsoever. And this could, you know, take away time from you spending time with your family, spending time with your friends. You may not be fully 100% present, even when it comes to your children, which is not really a good thing. So yes, those are some of the downsides of being a popular person. But let's talk about, if you're a popular person, how can you handle it gracefully so that it doesn't get, you know, in your way negatively?
Set boundaries. Yeah. Set boundaries, know what to share and know what to keep to yourself. You see, I know the whole essence of, you know, having a following and having people, you know, running after is because, you know, they have something that they feel like they can relate to or resonate with when it comes to you as an individual. But then know the things that you're supposed to share and what you're not supposed to share. You know, keep some things to yourself. And I think, just to give an example, I feel like if you're a popular person out there, keep your family out of it, because especially like the young children, they are put in the spotlight, they are put in, you know, the limelight when they don't necessarily choose to be there. So for me, I would think, set the boundaries, protect your family at all costs, show people what you think will have no greater consequences if anything was to ever happen. Because, I mean, social media and mental health.
Just something small. What about people who earn from putting their families out there? There's some YouTubers who have, you know, amassed like a lot of money. I'll talk of the Ace family. I think that is one of the families, but of course they usually get a lot of ridicule, to the extent that you find even your children are involved. Like, people are bashing your children, how they are dressed, you know, how they are talking, you know, all that. So what if that is your source of income? What if that's the way that you get to earn your money? How can you go about it?
There has to be a way you protect your children. There has to be a way you protect the people that you care about so much, especially from this vicious world that we call social media. like people just sitting behind, you know, their computers, sitting behind their phones and just typing away. You need to protect people from that, because you cannot control what someone is going to post about your child. So if you post a picture of your child and then some nasty YouTuber or from somewhere posts something very, very weird about your child, who are you going to blame? Don't you think you're going to sit down and be like, okay, you know what, if I hadn't shared this with people that I don't even know, I wouldn't, you know, be seeing such messages. So I feel like there's some things that are within your control, and some things that are not.
You see, what you've mentioned reminds me of, I forget Juliana Kanyomozi's baby's name, but if you notice at the beginning, even she kept on talking about it when she had just given birth, that I will not release pictures of my baby. And she was intentional about it.
The face.
Yes, she never released the face of her baby. So I would say, yes, being popular, you need to protect your children. But quite interestingly, when Agi asked the question of, there are some people who make money off, you know, posting some of these things. And there's a tweet I read over the weekend, and someone said, but where are the Mulondos always driving to? Because they keep driving, they never stop. Quite interesting. But anyway, to answer your question, I think there is a way as a popular person you can not let your popularity get to you. How? Always remember that you're a human being. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. I know that is, we like to say this. I personally, it's also still, you know, it's very few times when I put myself in the other person's shoes. It's a learning process. Like every time you want to act upon something, every time, you know, you want to scold someone because all of a sudden you're popular, you know, you've gone to the fuel station and the attendant is being slow, and because you are, you know, this high person, you're like, can you even afford this car? Do you know who I am, boss? Do you know who I am? Also me, who is at the fuel pump. How sure I am not a spy?
Slap people asking those questions. Do you know who I am?
I don't know who I am.
Do you know who
and
I
I've heard popular people say, do you know who I am? Me, do you know?
Do you know who I am as well?
Exactly. So I think it's very important that you always remember you're a human being. If the tables stand, would you like people to treat you that way? Also remember where you're coming from. For very many people, it's very important to understand your background. Like now, 5 years from now, we shall think about the fact how we worked on CTV and the problems we encountered, or maybe the challenges, or how we met, and, you know, all these things. So always remember, I came from somewhere and it was slow progress, but I made it here. So yeah.
Yes. Okay, besides that, some of the ways that you can actually handle your popularity so that it doesn't get in your way is know yourself. First of all, you have to know yourself and your capacity emotionally and mentally. A thought leader needs to be very thoughtful, as they have to tell others what to do. That is if you're in a position of leadership. But bottom line, you have to know who you are so that people do not get to tell you who you are. The other one is learn to absorb judgment and criticism. As a popular person, this will come by default. You don't even have to invite it. So you just have to know how to handle it. Don't put yourself in a situation where, you know, someone is attacking you and you attack them back. Remember, you're the popular person in the picture and you have a lot to lose. So you have to learn how to absorb the judgment and the criticism. If you can laugh about it and know these are just opinions from people. They don't have, you know, to deter you from living your life fully. And the other one is know your boundaries. That is something that Proverb mentioned. And yes, know your boundaries and also create them. Don't just create them, make them known. If, let's say, it's your circle of people, let them know of your boundaries. If you've gone out for lunch or dinner and you want it to be private, tell them, I don't want to be filmed. Because at the end of the day, when they film you and put it out there, then that's when people get, you know, to criticize you and all that. So know your boundaries and tell your people around you about your boundaries, including your employers. The other one is stay consistent. If it's about content, stay consistent. If, let's say, Siobhan mentioned that when you become a popular person, for some people it's hard for them to eat commando. For other people, it's hard for them to go to Owino Market. But I do know of some, you know, popular people who have branded themselves as simple people. They will go, you know, buy a Rolex store and get a Rolex. You know, you can be criticized today, tomorrow, the other day. After that, people get used to you.
But
and
why?
Get over it.
It's food.
That's the thing.
If, for example, if I woke up this morning and I wanted chapati and beans and I could not cook it in my home and it's in the market, I would boldly walk there with my hair bonnet and the next day appear on CTV.
Yes. The hair bonnet is where
that was a little bit too overboard.
The hair bonnet is where you lost me.
So if you are consistent, people will actually stop criticizing you and embrace you.
Yeah.
I know of celebrities, especially in this country, even if, you know, their car is, you know, having mechanical issues, they'll not take a border because they'll be seen on a border because they've branded themselves as, you know, bougie and all that. So yeah, if you brand yourself as a simple person, people will embrace you, and it will be easy for you to actually navigate through, you know, life as a popular person without having to have all these hurdles. The other one is limit your expectations. It can be about reactions from people and every other thing. Ignore criticism if you actually have to. Ask for help. Being a popular person, you need a lot of support system from your family, trusted by the trusted family and friends. And also you can get yourself a therapist, you can get yourself a mentor, someone who can give you good advice. Remember, not everyone in your circle is in a position to give you great advice. Some of them might actually, you know, be your enemies. You may never know. So yes, make it a point to find the right people. But anyway, as we wind up the conversation, ladies, if you had the chance to choose between being a popular person, I know there are upsides and downsides, but sometimes the good sides or the upsides could be greater. If you had a chance to choose between being a popular person and just an everyday person, what would you choose? Yeah, either popular person or an everyday person, what would you choose?
I love a simple life, yeah, but I need the benefits that come with being popular.
Yeah, true.
Does that make sense? Like, I want to strike a balance. Yes, be an everyday kind of person, live my life low-key, be happy, but still have all the benefits of someone, you know, who's popular. I think, okay, I would be okay being a popular type of person, but then I know for a fact I would be very secretive. Very, when it comes to that, when it comes to my privacy, I would have to be very jealous and very guarded when it comes to that, because I know once there's a crack and you let any person to get into that, it's a wrap. So for me, make me an everyday kind of person, but let me have the benefits of being popular.
Double standards. You want it all.
Well, I definitely want it all, but however, on the aspect of popularity, what I'll do is only show you or show the public or tell the public what they need to know, what you do not need to know, and what I do not want you to know. You see, I posted something on my status and I said, if you're seeing something on my, if you're still able to view my status up to now, either I respect you or I don't really care whether you see it or not. Like, it doesn't matter to me. So if I post something, and I'll definitely have a thin line of what I want to tell you, what I want you to know, and what I do not, so that I do not confuse the two. But I'll definitely agree with Priva. I want a mixture of both. A simple life, a home at the water in the cottage, you know, where no one knows, but also a home in, you know, in Kalere.
Speaking of me, I think I'd choose to be a popular person. I just would know how to handle that popularity.
Yeah.
You talked about limiting what you put out there. I think it's Siobhan who mentioned it. What you post out there, because at the end of the day, you have the power, right? You can do that. And also, do not put yourself in a position where you're giving people things to talk about you. There are some celebrities who put themselves in that position. If you're a popular person, you get to the bar, you're fighting, or maybe you don't even know how to handle your alcohol and you know, throwing up all over the place. You're giving people content to talk about you, and especially bad content. So yeah, I think you can be in a position where you can actually limit the kind of content
Why not
that
be
you
an everyday kind of
expose to the
person and
public.
enjoy your
Well, if popularity comes with making a lot of money, that would underline that if popularity comes with making a lot of money, then I'd rather be popular than anything. Anyway, that is all we had for you on this segment of our views. But then just one thing that I would love to say, I wish all Manchester United fans a glorious week. And Arsenal fans might have to be prepared to get sick of.
We are still top of the table. That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Right. Okay.
Still top of the table.
This is Sunrise
At number
at Sea.
one.
Not
This
even
is
in the top
Sunrise at
four
Sea.
of
Don't
Manchester
blink.
United.
Well, we do thank you for being a part of Sunrise at Sea, right from the time when we started 7 a.m. up until now. Well, quick reminder to Manchester United fans, please. Arsenal is still at the top of the table. I was trying to get the points so that I get them right, but Panange, we are still at the top of the table, so please calm down. Also, we allowed you to win. I'm thinking... Well, that wraps up the conversation that we had for you this morning on Sunrise at Sea together with the ladies. We wish you a lovely, lovely, beautiful week. I hope someone sends you flowers, because I'm expecting flowers this week. See you next time.